What's up, guys? This is Morgan with Cardfight Onyx Ring, and you're watching one more lore podcast. Now, I know that this is really late this time, and I'm gonna hope to try to get you out another one by tomorrow. But weather's been crazy, a lot of stuff been happening, so just didn't get to it. I hope you really, find this one interesting, because I certainly do. I think it's nice and refreshing and a little bit of new stuff. So without further ado, somebody needs to give Oracle Think Tank some love. So Cardfight Onyx Ring is going to do it. You're going to be listening to our lore of the Tsukuyomi cards and their directly supporting cards. First up, we're going to actually start with Godhawk Ichibiyoshi, the starter who's directly linked to Tsukuyomi. And its lore is pretty short, as are the lores of the cards that we have in this series, so I am just going to read it and then talk about it a little bit in relation to other stuff. This one shouldn't be too long, maybe around 10 minutes, I would say. Godhawk Ichibiyoshi's lore is a blessed familiar who is accompanied by the light of the gods. It is said to symbolize the end of darkness and the coming of the light, and has been revered by people since ancient times. When its wings flap, the heavens respond by having the goddess of the moon, who dwells there, soar down to the earth below. So, the real relevance of that and its lore is that it brings out the grade 1 Tsukuyomi. When it starts to fly, Tsukuyomi comes down to bring salvation to the darkness below the world, and that really kind of is signified in its effect, which brings Tsukuyomi out from the top of the 5 cards of the deck and rides it. And if you rode, you can't normal ride over that. So basically, when it flies, salvation begins, and the first form of Tsukuyomi comes down to begin that, and that's its direct relation to the Tsukuyomi series. The grade 1 Tsukuyomi does not have a flavor, or not a flavor text. It has a flavor text, but it does not have a lore, from my knowledge, which is kind of interesting to me, because the grade 2 and the grade 3 do. But it does have the flavor text. Even though it is complete darkness now, light will one day shine through. And that's really continuing this theme that Tsukuyomi is going to bring salvation to the world. Even if it's not going to bring salvation to the meta anytime soon or ever. What its skill does is it does the same thing as Ichibiyoshi. At the beginning of the ride phase, you can look at the top 5 cards. Only this time you're searching for Goddess of the Half Moon Tsukuyomi, which is the grade 2. The grade 2 does have a lore. Its lore is the second form of Tsukuyomi, who possesses the regalia that are the property of the gods. She is covered in holy light lit by the fire of people's hopes, allowing minds that have fallen into despair to shine once more. There is a story of the ancient that says, when people suffer from the power of darkness, a blue light shall shatter the darkness. Which is interesting, because her card art is like a prismatic blue color of Tsukuyomi with a golden sword, a tiara, a reflective shield, riding on top of what we can assume to be Godhawk Ichibiyoshi. And so we can see that Tsukuyomi's changed in that her crown has changed. She's gotten a new sword and a new shield. So she's wearing what is called regalia. Regalia are royal armaments and crowns and such that are generally seen in royalty, like a king's crown is called a regalia, or is part of regalia. A scepter is regalia, stuff like that. So it's really about what she's holding. Her flavor text is, close your eyes and feel the light glowing deep within your heart. That is the light of hope. So this Tsukuyomi is bringing hope to the world and shattering the dark feelings in people's souls and whatnot. And when this card is ridden, if you have a grade 1 Tsukuyomi and Ichibiyoshi in your soul, you can soul charge too. So it's also feeding off of the other cards that are used in the Tsukuyomi series. And then at the beginning of your ride phase, you can search for a Goddess of the Full Moon Tsukuyomi and ride it. So it continues the chain by bringing out the last grade 3 Tsukuyomi, which also has a lore. Its lore is the god hawk, who is the herald of light, merges with the final form of Tsukuyomi. Flapping her blue wings, she takes up the treasured armaments of gold, causing her to be suitably declared as the avatar of the full moon. Using the regalia known as the Tsukikage no Magatama, it can drive away the shadows of the night and lead all souls to heaven equally. So you see that Tsukuyomi fuses with the god hawk. That's why Tsukuyomi in the grade 3 form has wings, and it's using the armaments that it gained the last time to fight the darkness and triumph through the evil and whatnot and all of that. And you see that Tsukuyomi is now becoming a deliverance character, kind of like a Jesus character, bringing about the end of darkness, leading all souls back to heaven where they belong. This is kind of seen through her flavor texts. She has multiple because she's been reprinted quite a few times. She hasn't been reprinted quite a few times, but she has her triple rare flavor text, her SP flavor text, and then her Fighters Collection SP flavor text. Calm the lost souls of darkness and guide them to heaven, Moon Shadow Magatama. So, like it says, calms the souls that are, dark and evil and in despair, and makes them pure souls again that can ascend to heaven. Souls who have fallen to darkness return to heaven, Moon Shadow Magatama. So this Magatama that she's using is the thing that's purifying these souls. And a Magatama is a gem shaped kind of like in a yin-yang shape. If you've seen like a Phoenix Wright or whatever, those are used often. It's a Japanese symbolism thing. And light breaks through the shadows is her gold hot stamped flavor text, which is really showing you that Tsukuyomi's card series is just the card series that signifies hope in all things, the light in the darkness, coming through to rescue all of the lost souls and all of the lost children and all of that. But of course, we can't forget about the moon deity who governs the night, Tsukuyomi. But of course I actually did, which is why this is a clip that I'm adding into the video after, the first one. I'm going to try to clip it in so it fits in the right place, but we'll talk about the Stride Tsukuyomi. The reason I forgot about it is because it actually doesn't have a lore. However, it has a flavor text that seems to go along with the other cards' flavor text. It says Tsukuyomi, the goddess that reads time and knows the future. So this really adds in to her her abilities. Before, she was just able to banish darkness and bring salvation to the lost souls, but now she can read the future. So that's interesting enough. Her skill also kind of coincides with the other Tsukuyomi deck playstyle. You choose a face-down moon deity, flip it face up, choose a Tsukuyomi from your hand, put it in your soul. If you have a heart with Tsukuyomi, look at the top 5, put 2 cards into your hand, and put the rest on the bottom of your deck. The Tsukuyomi deck plays very similarly to this. It looks at cards, puts certain ones in the hands, put the rest on the bottom of the deck. So that's really all there is to her. I'm going to go back to the support cards, where I probably clipped in between the grade 3 and then the support cards, and then the video will be over after a minute of talking about the support cards. So we'll clip back to that. You probably won't notice so much, except for me telling you that happened, because this is a podcast. So, alright. So that's a little bit of that. Some of her other support cards are the Housekeeper and the Angel that came out in set 7, I believe. Maybe I think it was set 5. Whichever one was Moonlit Dragonfang, I believe. I don't remember. And it's basically, they're just the angels of the secretarial section that serve Tsukuyomi, the director of Oracle Think Tank. So you see that in their lores, Tsukuyomi is in charge of OTT in its entirety. That's pretty interesting and something that we didn't hear before in Tsukuyomi's lore. Tsukuyomi, these angels work as servants of their princess, Tsukuyomi, and work to manage her schedule, protect her as bodyguards, and look after her daily life. They work so perfectly that without them, the business of the Tsukuyomi and the business of the whole OTT would be hampered. Those who have meetings about great deals with the Oracle think tank are served by them perfectly. They are guided and flown to the uppermost floor of the building in the butler angel's hands. Awaiting them is the top-level tea on the table and the top-level severe talk. So, these angels, which is Virtuoso, Housekeeper, and that's the grade 1. There's a grade 2 that is called Shrewd Concierge. Their lores are the same. It just changes the gender pronouns with them. They serve Tsukuyomi in more of a business setting. Tsukuyomi herself, her lores are more about deliverance from evil and righteousness, but it goes back to the style of Oracle think tank where it's shown as a business with, CEO Amaterasu and everything like that. And it puts Tsukuyomi into that kind of world, kind of breaking the righteousness of her character, which I think is a very interesting choice from Bushiroad, by changing her from a deliverance character into the big mega corporation character. But who am I to say how the lore should connect and whatnot? So I hope you enjoyed that, even with its interesting twist going back into the OTT corporation mindset at the end. If you liked it, please like and share it with your friends. Maybe give us a subscribe if you're watching this and you haven't subscribed yet. Next up, we're going to be doing probably a longer one, so leave suggestions in the comments, even though, I don't have that much time to make it, so I'm probably going to just take a suggestion by tomorrow, and we'll do one on that. Catch you next time. Have a nice day. Thanks for watching.